Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today's flow is going to be for hikers. So it's going to be lots of leg work, maybe some like level 1 mountain climbing, shoulder upper body work. But mainly this is going to be a nice, calm, gentle, stretchy flow. We're going to start in wide-legged child's pose. So go ahead, meet me on your mat in your most beautiful expression of wide-legged child's pose. Taking those knees to the outside edges of the mat. Bringing the toes to touch. And then sending those hips back. And then once you feel good there, you can walk the hands forward. You can bring the chin to the mat, or you can bring the forehead to the mat. Whatever feels best here. This should feel really nice through those hips. Starting to get that stretch in. And just dropping into the current moment. Forgetting about what we have to do next. And becoming fully present right here, right now. Nice deep inhales through the nose. And nice exhales through the nose. A little ujjayi breathing. And on the inhales, we're making sure that we are feeling up the abdomen area, taking that breath all the way down, sending the signals to the brain that all is good. And on an inhale, we're going to walk our hands over towards the right side. Getting a nice stretch through the left side body here. Left side. Breathe. No holding or clenching our breath. Inhale, we come back through center. And slowly we walk our hands over towards that left side. Getting that stretch all down the right side body now. Sending that breath to those tight areas. Allowing that oxygen to fill it up. And release it. And inhale, we will come back to center. And we're going to roll up. Coming in for all fours. We're just going to take some cat-cows here, matching up the movement to the breath. So making sure those hips are over the knees and the shoulders are over the wrists. And on an inhale, we drop that belly, we lift that chest, gaze goes up. And on the exhale, we round through the spine, hinging from the hips, moving all the way up to the neck. Do a few of these, matching up that breath to your movement, making sure the inhale, we have our chest lifted, and on the exhale, we have our spines rounded. Pushing hard through those shoulders, really working on this spine. Barrel rolls is always an option too, if that might feel better for you here. And we're going to take one more round here. And we'll all meet back in our all fours position here. Once you get here, we're just going to take our gaze around to the right feet. Or trying to see both of them maybe, but mainly that right foot. Breathe. Feeling that in that outside left hip. And we'll come back to center and take that gaze around to that left foot now. Feeling this in that outside right hip. Breathing. Beautiful. Back to center. And we're going to sit back in a kneeling position. And we're going to stretch the front of our shins here by just peeling ourselves back onto our feet, getting that nice stretch to the front of those feet. Maybe a nice little gentle rock back and forth right here if it feels good. As always, there should never be any shooting, stabbing, or sharp pains here. Nice, gentle stretch where it may be sore. Beautiful. We're going to roll forward, coming through all fours, tucking the toes, coming in through plank. And while we're in plank, we're just going to rock forward and backwards here just a second. Nice little wrist warm up. And we're going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat, however you want to get there. We're going to stay in this forward fold for a little while, so you have options. You can grab opposite elbows, nice little sway left to right. You can take your peace fingers around your big toes and deepen this stretch. Or you can take your hands under your feet and allow those toes to give your wrists a nice little stretch or a nice little massage. So finding what feels good for you right here. How's that body responding to what you're doing? Hamstrings may be a little tight from all of that hiking, and that is what we're doing here. Releasing through the lower back and allowing those hamstrings to get some stretchy on. Remembering to breathe. We're not holding or clenching the breath while we are in this position. Nice big inhales, filling up that belly, feeling that belly touch those thighs. Connecting back to yourself. On an inhale, we'll come up, halfway lift, nice long spine here. Really lengthen here, maybe bringing those hands to the knees. And exhale, we fold. On a root to rise, arms come up overhead. Palms touch. Take that gaze up towards those hands. And exhale them down through heart center. Very nice. Let's go ahead and pick up that right knee. Grabbing it with our hands here and take an ankle roll. Just roll it one way and then roll it the other way. Beautiful. Go ahead and grab that foot with the right hand. Maybe see if you can grab that right foot with the left hand And pulling that knee down while pulling this right leg into your booty. Getting a nice quad stretch here. Breathing. Making sure that the pelvis is neutral. We're not dumping in our low back here to get that stretch in the quad. Very nice. Slowly, we'll release. And go ahead and pick up that left leg. Hugging that knee in. And then take those ankle rolls one way. And then we'll reverse that circle and roll the other way. Oh yeah, should feel really nice on that front shin still. And then we're going to grab this left foot with the left hand, maybe grabbing with the right if it feels nice. Getting this quad stretch on the left side. Once again, the knee is pointing and driving down. You're pulling this leg in towards your glute. And then our pelvis is neutral, so we're not dumping into the back. We want it to be neutral in order to get that quad stretched. Breathe. Smile. We are happy yogis working on ourselves after a fun, beautiful day of hiking. Joyous happiness should be contagious. Oh, yeah, so very nice. Slowly we release. Let's go and take some knocking on heaven's door. So whenever we're turning, we're allowing our hands to tap our hips. Very nice. Let's do a few more of these. Still will forever be one of my favorite moves. Okay, let's pause here. Mountain. Breathe. And we exhale. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step the feet back. Here we are in plank. Lower down the knees, the chest and the chin. Let's pause here for just a second. Oh yeah, and come in for our cobra. And then everybody's going to meet in a downward facing dog. Once you get there, go ahead and pedal out the feet. I'm sure those hamstrings are calling, so go ahead. Allow them some relief, some stretch here. Digging those heels into the mat, equally pressing through the shoulders. Very nice. Once you feel good with your down dog here, we're going to inhale that right leg up. 3-leg dog. Go ahead and bring it in between the hands. Lower down that back knee and allow an inhale to rise you up. Low lunge. Very nice. We're breathing. And we're going to push back, half split, so bring those hands to the mat. And push back, squaring those hips. Digging that right heel into the mat. Gazes forward. Breathe. Very nice. We're going to come forward. We're going to leave the left hand planted beside that right foot. Tuck those back toes and send that right hand up towards the sky. Revolved lunge. Breathe. I'm going to take a revolve Skandasana here. So go ahead and pivot on the outside edges of the feet. And allow this right hand to come down towards that right foot or left foot. You should feel this in your outer hip here, stretching all along those outer IT bands. Breathe. Oh yeah. When we push up, we're going to come in for triangle. So we're going to push up all the way through, straightening both of the legs, peeling that right foot towards your face here, or keeping it on the mat, whatever feels best for you here. And if it feels nice, you can pivot on that back foot. Just mainly want to focus on this hamstring, on that front leg. Finding what feels good. And then being all the way there. Beautiful. We're going to plant the hands and we're going to step it back, down dog. Beautiful. And take you a nice inhale. And exhale it all out. When you're ready, we're going to lift the left leg up, 3-leg dog. Roll forward and bring it in between the hands. Lower down that back knee. And on an inhale, we rise up. Low lunge, palms touch. And we breathe here. Sending that love to those tight hips, those hip flexors here, lifting through the upper body. And on an exhale, we'll bring our hands to the mat, push back, half split, squaring those hips, driving that left heel into the mat, taking that gaze forward, and we breathe. Slowly, I'm going to come back down on that front leg, plant this right hand beside this left foot, and our left hand's going up towards the sky. Breathe. Noticing the difference between the sides. This is always my tighter side. Coming down for our revolve Skandasana here, so pivot to the outside edges of those feet. And just come down as far as you can. I can't do it as far on this side. But this is an excellent stretch for these outer IT bands. Oh, so lovely. Breathe. And on an inhale, we're coming back, straightening these legs, coming through triangle. So bringing that hand back to the mat if that feels nice. Pointing those feet towards you or having them on the mat. Just finding what feels good for you here. Focusing on the stretch in this left hamstring. Breathe. And we're going to plant those hands and step it back. Downward dog. Very nice. Just walk those feet to the outside edges of the mat and then walk the hands back, allowing the hips to drop down. Hands at heart center. Yogi squat. Using the elbows to press against the knees to deepen that stretch here. And breathe. Feel those hips. Let's go ahead and plant the right hand down. Left hand sweeps up. Gaze goes towards that left hand. Breathe. No holding or clenching that breath. Beautiful. And an exhale, we'll release. Left hand plants, right hand sweeps up, And gaze goes towards that right hand. Beautiful. Gracefully, we are going to plop our booties down, sending the legs out long. We're going to take this right leg over the left and then pull this leg towards us, or pull the foot towards us. So this is definitely going to pull a little bit harder, and that's kind of what we're going for here. So just make sure that you're doing what feels good. And if just sitting here is enough for you, then just join me right here. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, arms up, hinge at those hips, and come forward here. You're not going to get as deep as normal. You're going to have an intense pull in this left leg from the pressure of the right leg pulling it down, and that's okay. That's what we're going for. Just as always, no shooting, stabbing, or sharp pains. It should be a level of discomfort and stretchiness, but not painful. Breathe. Slowly, we'll peel up, unravel that right leg, sending it out long, and we're going to pull this left leg over, and then pull the foot towards us. Same things on this side. If this feels good for you and this is enough, let's just stay here. And of course, if you want to take it to the next step, we inhale the arms up overhead, hinging at them hips, bringing the upper body forward. Keeping that gaze straight, not down. We don't want to round through the spine here. And we come back to that breath. Nice inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose. Slowly, we peel ourselves up, unravel that leg, and we're coming in for a wide-legged seated position. So, hiking definitely can do a number on our legs. So, got us nice and stretched out before we come here. So, once you get here, I just want you to sit up nice and tall first. Really feeling into this position, making sure the feet are actively reaching backwards. We're not allowing the feet to roll forwards. We're pulling them back. We're using the muscles that we have. And yeah, you got it. Whenever you're ready, you can hinge at the hips, walk in these hands forward. Just come into wherever feels good for you here. Making sure that you're taking that gaze straight and not down. When it's down like this, we are rounding. We don't want this. We want an active, nice, straight spine. You don't want it rounded. Go and close those eyes down. Journeying inward here. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Bringing that awareness to the breath. Trying to forget about the stretch. Just being proud of yourself. Very slowly, we'll come up. Nice. I'm going to swing the legs around. Coming onto our backs. As always, now is your time to rock and roll. If you are into that sort of thing, now is when we can do that. I am going to add Plow today. So even if you're not into rocking and rolling, you're going to kind of have some fun doing it because we are going to get into Plow. So either way, enjoy your rocking and rolling. Enjoy that nice massage all down that spine. It should feel lovely because to climb, to hike, to walk, to run, we have to use our back muscles. So give them a nice massage here, allowing a little release to happen. And then when you feel good, we're going to kick the legs over, keeping the gaze up, and here we are in our Plow. Using the hands on the back for some assistance here, trying to come up onto the shoulders, keeping the legs straight. Should feel heavenly right now. Breathe. Watch that belly rise and fall here. If you like, you can drop the knees to the ears, or you can just stay and Plow. Whatever feels best. Wherever you are, we're slowly going to peel out and make our way into our bridge position. So bringing our feet to the mat, knees are up in the air. Making sure you can feel those heels. If you can't feel the heels, scooch those hips forward just a touch. We're not doing full bridge or full wheel today. We're only focusing on the hip flexors. Sorry, the sun is getting in my face now. So whenever we tilt the pelvis up towards our face, we're literally just flexing through the psoas and the hip flexors, which is exactly what we're going for today. So hands on the mat. And when you feel ready, we can use an inhale to tilt the pelvis towards the face. And we're breathing here. Now holding and clenching that breath. Actively pushing the pelvis towards the face, not relaxing into this. And release. Go ahead and take a nice windshield wipe with those legs. Now if you want to do full bridge or full wheel, you can. Be my guest. Otherwise, we're just going to push up into that tilted pelvis again. So feeling for those heels, making sure you can feel them. Plant the hands on the mat. And allowing an inhale to tilt that pelvis or lift you up. breathing. This may not look like a lot, but if you're doing it correctly and you are actively pulling those or the pelvis towards your face, you will feel this in the front of your legs. And that is where your psoas and your hip flexors tie into your legs. So breathe. It's okay if you're shaking right here. It's wonderful. Accept it. Acknowledge it. Thank yourself for being able to feel that shake. Release. Very nice. Windshield wiper those legs left to right. Hug those knees in. Giving yourself the biggest hug you've given yourself all day. And we're coming in for our Savasana. So we're just going to send the legs out long, tucking those shoulder blades under. Palms face up. You are amazing. Showing up for yourself and only for yourself can be so hard, especially after a full day of movement. So go ahead. Give yourself a round of applause for showing up and doing the work for you. I'm going to take it with you here. Round of applause. Way to go. Now let's absorb all of that precious energy we just worked up and allow it to caress all of ourselves. Very slowly, we're going to bring the awareness back into the body, wiggling the toes and the fingers, maybe rolling the ankles, arms overhead, big full body stretch. Then we'll roll over into a fetal position, and then we'll press up and meet in our seated position. Thank you, my runners, for joining me today. I hope that this has left you feeling nice and open and maybe even ready for another adventurous hike. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. Please do comment and let me know your favorite part and where you like to hike. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat again. Please do subscribe if you would like to be notified of my new flows. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Namaste.